us, it might seem more effectively faster just within the next couple of years.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're already starting to feel it now. We also have something called Planet X or Hercobulus or Nibiru, whatever this is. But this planet has been verified and has been captured by many, many amateur astronomers around the world. Most of the scientific professionals know about it, but they're not willing to publicly broadcast this knowledge because they don't want to start a panic.
So people who don't know out there, explain what's Planet X, though.
Planet X happens to be a very large body, even larger than Jupiter. I think it's 100 times bigger than Jupiter. And it's a very large body, and it's already been seen by many amateur astronomers. There's a whole website devoted to it. I'm trying to think of the name of it. I think it's called Rogue Planet, and it's by Zeta Talk. Nancy Leader, if anybody cares to do a search on that. Zeta Talk, Nancy Leader, Rogue Planet. And she has up on that site dozens and dozens of photos of many, many amateur astronomers around the world who have caught this planetoid body, and it's already in our solar system, and it already can be seen at various times. And it's a huge planet, and it has a bunch of asteroids or small moons circling it around with it. It's almost like Jupiter, traveling around in an elliptic orbit. Anyway, it supposedly has this orbit every 3,600 years or more when it comes around very close to Earth, and every time it does, it also contributes to many of the problems and climatic Earth-like type changes that come on Earth. So this also is coming in, and if we don't already have enough problems with the natural shifting of the Earth's axis through the cosmic alignment with the central sun and Orion and all these other things, now we have another thing to add into it, and that's Planet X. That's going to happen. But I wanted to get back to the ETs and.
Hey, I'm sorry. Yeah, I just real quick. I just didn't.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, that's cool because a lot of people didn't know what that was, and they'd be lost if you said it. But get back to what you were talking about the Orions and what your new information that you've been disclosed.
Yeah. So the Orions, I'm trying to think of the main. Yeah, they're stepping up their sightings. They actually stepped up their sightings with me this year in a very marked degree since like June 16th when they started revealing the real shape and power and very, very unusual sightings that they started giving me this summer, since starting dating from June 16th, where my contact girl, her name is Abena, brought her ship in over not more than like a quarter mile away from me on June 16th, and she just started playing with this, they told me it was called molecular plasma, and it's a form of intelligent plasma that the ship and the technology generates through the tachyon generators within these triangular craft, which is so powerful. And she started generating this plasma and playing with it, and she told me it's a form of intelligent plasma that can be programmed through mentality, through their mentality. They give certain specific code functions to this plasma, and the plasma will take on a shape. And actually, she told me they cloak the ship, and she showed me this. They actually cloak the ship with this plasma so they can shape it and make it look different. I mean, instead of triangular, they can make it look like an airplane. They use it for cloaking. And a lot of people question some of my videos and say, "Oh, you're just filming airplanes or jets. These are military objects, or these are helicopters." I got a lot of people on YouTube telling me they're helicopters, but I said, "Aha!" But they're fooling you. The ETs are using the molecular plasma to cloak themselves because they're not allowed. She told me they're not allowed to reveal themselves, the extraterrestrial nature of themselves, to just anybody. She told me the reason why this is because they're just not allowed to do it to everybody, because not everybody is at a level where they can handle it, and not everybody would receive it in the right way, so they have to cloak themselves. Also because if they were to fly around all the time, with the weird shape of these triangular ships, I've seen these triangular ships, they look almost Gothic-like. They look like the wings on these craft are almost like bats. And they're very eerie looking. They can be very scary. And so if they were to just fly around in broad daylight or at nighttime, lit up, and they were to see these like Gothic-looking bat wing flying triangular craft, people would start to really flip out, I think. So this is why she has told me, they cloak themselves a lot of times and they screen themselves from most viewers. But she told me the reason why I'm being able to video them and see the shape of the triangular craft is because she told me specifically, I've reached a level where they're allowed and they feel comfortable around me. And so they've granted me, it's by a privilege. Not many, I hope a lot of people would want to consider this, and that is, UFO sightings and contacts with extraterrestrials is really a privilege and not a right. Many people seem to think it's a right, but it isn't. It's a privilege, and it's granted by the extraterrestrials, and it's based upon very natural laws. Certain people are granted certain access to certain things by the intelligence that they have. But by saying this, I don't want to make people think that the aliens are being stingy or anything like that. It has nothing to do with that. In fact, they feel probably more comfortable around people that aren't such bigwigs in the world, but can still recognize certain things and still learn how to be humble people and not domineering and not trying to dominate other people. The ETs are really repulsed by Earth people that are possessive and greedy and don't know how to share.
Like narcissistic.
Yeah. They really, these people, Earth people like that, they may be very extremely intelligent, very well developed, make lots of money, be big CEOs, all these, push a lot of buttons and control a lot of people. But yet, if they don't know how to share and they don't know how to forgive people and they don't know how to let other people live and express themselves and evolve, then the ETs are totally repulsed by that attitude. And they don't want anything to do with those people, even if they have all that money and they have all that power and all that intelligence. They could care less. It's actually they're disgusted with those people. They're ashamed of them. Mm-hmm. And they feel for those people. They recognize, this is where we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here about liberation and spiritual attainment and spiritual awakening. And this is primarily the most fundamental and most important part of why I'm being contacted. And it's to reveal that, we on Earth need spiritual awakening. We need, in fact, this is part of the protocol that they've given me, which consists of 4 points, which I can share right now if you want.
Yeah, please do.
Okay, the first point of the protocol, and this protocol is based upon my contacts with Abena and what she has told me and what has been revealed to me telepathically through her and through my